Well, what's going on, guys? I am Seth Thomas here, George, the coach of the San Francisco Arcanines, and today I am bringing you my week number 4 match against Hardy Tech or the Miami Dolfinneons. Now, we are in the same conference. We are 3-0. He is 0-3. So, it would be an upset if we were to lose this battle. So, I made sure I prepared my best. I made sure I was prepared for everything he could bring, and I'm just ready to take on Hardy. So let's look at my team real quick. So I have an Uxie, a physically defensive Uxie, because I was afraid of the Mega Medicham. This is the one thing I brought it for a reason. It has T-Wave, it has Rocks, it has Psychic, and it has the U-Turn, so it's a pretty standard set. I think I brought it every single week almost. I have an offensive Arcanine, just because I like the priority, I like the how it affects his team. The close combat step is great against things like the P2. Once again, I have the Choice Scarfed Zapdos, because Choice Scarfed Zapdos, I just love it. It's been working out great for me. I have a Sub Life Orb, landorus-I, that I can set up a sub on a Pokemon that he doesn't want to have die, and then I can proceed to take on his entire team. AV Goodra, but my AV Goodra is actually physical this time, because I have the Power Whip for the Rotom Wash, Outrage, and stuff like that. Finally, I have the Mega Scizor, and Mega Scizor is a defensive set to take on the Weavile, and let's just get right on into the battle. I'm going to lead off with my Uxie, because he doesn't bring the Mega Medicham, I realize, so this thing is actually the most expendable on my team, and he leads off with his Archeops, and, well, if you look at the U-turn damage, I think that's Choice Banded Archeops, because I don't think that would do necessarily as much as it could have to a max physically defensive Uxie. Now, though, he does go into his Porygon 2, and I do get up my Rocks, which is great for me. Quickly going to quit Skype, because Skype's making noises. And now, I was afraid of P2. I hate P2. I hate it with passion. I hate it in UU. I hate it in every tier. It's annoying. So I decided I wanted to T-Wave it. I didn't have Toxic. T-Wave is my next best option. Now, I actually, I get a fair amount of hacks on this P2. So I wanted to apologize to Hardy for that. It was really unfortunate that I was able to get so many paralyzes on this thing. You guys will see. Anyway, he reveals that he's the Swagger set. So now I kind of don't feel so bad about the paralysis. He gets paralyzed right there. So I'm going to go into my Mega Scizor. I was almost afraid of him having HP Fire, but if he had the Swagger, he would have to have Recover. He would want to have Tri Attack, and then, honestly, I think he would think Ice Beam is a better coverage move than HP Fire is, so I just kind of went with that. And I go for the Knockoff. Knockoff is his Eviolite. I don't have the Superpower. I have Roost and Defog and Bullet Punch, as well as Knockoff. I'm going to knock off the Eviolite, and that's just going to do good damage. Now, I'm going to go into my Arcanine here, the captain of the team, and I'm going to get Swaggered. Now, Arcanine is physically offensive. Max attack, enough speed to outspeed a timid Nidoking, and all the rest in HP. It's not going to enjoy hitting itself with +2 of its attack. It's not going to enjoy it. It's not a good idea. So I decide to make a double switch into Landorus. He gets paralyzed again, so that's just really unfortunate. I think he actually predicted this and went for Ice Beam, he said, so that's really unfortunate and really good for me, because I'm actually able to get up a Substitute as he gets paralyzed again, and then I'm able to go for a Focus Blast and hit my Focus Blast, and then take out the Porygon 2. So I haxed the Haxing P2. So, yes, that sucks for you, Hardy, but at the same time, if you bring Swagger on a P2, I am not going to be too mad about haxing it to death. Now, he's going to go into his Dragonite here. I have one move to hit this thing. I'm behind a Substitute. He doesn't have the multi-skill, so I'm gonna go for it. It's a Sludge Wave. It does just over half. Does around maybe 55%, and he's gonna go for a Dragon Dance here. And now this is kind of the part where I didn't really understand what he was trying to do, because like if anything, I was just gonna get a crit and he was gonna die. He decided to Roost. Now he's gonna Roost for a few turns here. He's just gonna keep on roosting, trying to see if he can gain more health, and I think after this turn right here, it's pretty apparent that he can't get any more health back, because I hit him into the red now. But he keeps going for Roost. I don't know what he's trying to do, I don't know what he's trying to accomplish, but he's just going for Roost, slowly but surely, I'm gonna kill him. And I think eventually he's just gonna go for an outrage to try to break my substitute. I think after this one actually. Yeah, he's gonna go for a roost again. And at this point I was thinking, like, can I just take him out with this one? Can I please take him out with this one? I'll be behind a sub, that'd be fantastic. That's not the case. So he has Dragon Dance, Roost, and I'm assuming Outrage if I saw them move correctly. It might have been Dragon Claw. No, he does have Outrage. And then I'm guessing E-Speed, Earthquake, or Fire Punch to take on. Well, actually, Earthquake would be the best move because of my Arcanine. But anyway, that's going to take him out. Now, he probably had the Lumberry as well, judging by how he didn't have an item. Never mind, he had Life Orb. So he was Dragon Dance and Life Orb, so that's a thing. So Landorus already picks up 2 kills. It's already 6-4. And now he's going to go into his Weavile. I have a designated counter. Counter to Weavile. I am not afraid of this thing whatsoever. I have a physically defensive Mega Scizor. Can take knockoffs, Ice Shards, Icicle Crash. Wants to take a surprise HP Fire because I have that little bit of I have a little bit of specially defensive investment in this thing. In case he wants to bring this Choice Spec Sylveon, I could live 2 and I could OHKO with Bullet Punch or 2-hit KO with my Bullet Punch. So that's the thing. Now here, he is going to switch out. I do predict a switch. I'm not going to go for Bullet Punch. It's pretty obvious that he's not going to stay and he can't touch me. I'm going to go for Knockoff. Goes into Rotom Wash, which was a pretty obvious switch. I'm going to knock off Leftovers. Now that does a lot. Now here I was afraid of the Will-O-Wisp, so I'm not... I don't want to go into my Goodra because it's not especially offensive. It's physically offensive. But he's actually going to miss the Will-O-Wisp here, which is really unfortunate. And I was actually hoping he would kind of hit the Will-O-Wisp, because then I could just, what is it? I could U-turn out into my Goodra and be safe. He would not really go for it again unless he predicted that. That'd be a really good prediction. He's going to bring in the Archeops. I'm going to go for the Psychic just to, because I thought he would want to go for the Will-O-Wisp again. And I'm going to bring him into the Defeatist range, which is, this is fantastic. This is great. This is like the best case scenario ever. And at this point, I kind of realized that his team, my team really counters all of the Pokemon on his team. So I can actually preserve my differential to the best of my ability. And I predicted a U-turn or a Stone Edge here. He ends up going for a Switcheroo, which makes this switch even better for me. And now I can go for Knockoff again. And after the Rocks damage, this Knockoff is going to put him in range of a Bullet Punch. So Mega Scizor is also going to pick up a kill. So now it's 3-6 right now. So the San Francisco Arcanine is looking pretty strong right now. 3-6. It looks like the only way I could lose is if the Nidoking is able to put in enough work, or if the Weavile somehow gets a sweep off. Somehow gets off a sweep. Now here, I was afraid of the Flamethrower, but I didn't want to go into my Arcanine, so because of Earth Power possibilities, he ends up going for the Earth Power, and that's going to be doing jack shit to my Goodra. Looking back at it, I should have noticed that the damage wasn't Life Orb damage, actually. He actually turns out to be Choice Scarf, which is... well, that's really interesting, actually. I'm gonna go for a Power Whip here, and I'm sadly gonna miss, but it's not really too concerning. And now I'm just gonna go for a Superpower. I know he can't touch me, I know he's in Defeatist range, and I know it's 100% accurate. I don't care about the defense drop. He is just gonna end up going into his Weavile anyway, and then I'm gonna switch out. So he's just gonna defog away the hazards, which gives him the small possibility of being able to sweep with Weavile. Now here I'm just gonna switch back out into my Mega Scizor. I have no reason to overpredict or anything. I'm in the safest position ever right now. It's 2-6. I'm gonna go into my Mega Scizor, and I'm just going to take that Icicle Crash, and then I am going to try to fire off a Bullet Punch, basically. See how much that does. Let's see, that does absolutely nothing. And Weavile is just not a threat to my team whatsoever. Here, I do go for a Bullet Punch just in case he wanted to stay in this time. It is just as powerful as Knockoff, unless there's like maybe 5 base power left. Hindsight probably would have been the better play, because then I would have known that this thing was Choice Scarfed, but it's fine. I'm going to go into my Goodra right now. He just goes for the Flamethrower, and this is when I kind of figure it out, because he goes for Flamethrower again. And I'm going to go for a Power Whip, I believe, right here. And I believe it is going to take it out. He gets a crit there, but you guys can see it doesn't do anything. And I'm going to go for Power Whip. And that powerful ass move, okay, doesn't take it out. It's very close to taking him out. He's just going to go for the Flamethrower again. Once again, not going to do much damage. And at this point, I can go for my superpowers, 100% accurate, and it will for sure take him out. So I take out the Nidoking, and now it's 6-1. He has the Weavile left, and I think you guys know where this battle is going. Nidoking is going to go down, and then I am just going to go right off back into my Scizor. I can take any hit, and I can Oko him with Bullet Punch. He's just going to try to set up a sweep. He has a last attempt to try to make something, to try to lessen the score a little bit. He's just going to go right for the Swords Dance. Maybe he should have had like a Babiri Berry. With HP Fire. Who knows? Maybe natural... Does it get natural gift? I don't know if it gets it. But anyway, I'm just going to go for a Bullet Punch. He doesn't go for Ice Shard. Yeah, I'm just going to be able to take him out. And that's going to be the game. That is going to be a 6-0 to the San Francisco Arcaninos this week. Really boosting our differential up there. Our differential is at plus 14 right now. 4-0. We are the only undefeated team. We are number 1 in our conference and number 1 in the whole GBA D-League right now. So, yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this week. Next week, we take on the Seattle Staraptors, the coached by Gearhart, or Dan. He's really looking forward to this battle. Me and Dan have battled one other time before to get into the Season 1 D-League, and I ended up beating him for the slot, and he wants revenge for that. So I know he's going to bring his hardest, he's going to bring his A game, and we're going to have to bring our A game. By the way, I also wanted to quickly mention that I did have a free agency pick. I dropped Golurk, and I picked up Seismitoad. So, just wanted to point that out there. It helps with the ice weakness a little bit. Also, tiny bit more bulk, a little bit more water absorbs, and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, I'm Septile MC, or George, and peace out.